Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to yet another amazing episode of Your and My One Stop podcast. This is Afro Journal podcast, where we bring you people who tell stories to impact lives, people who blaze the trail, people who set the pace, people who have moved from zero to hero, people who are breaking grounds and they are thriving in whatever businesses they are in. Ladies and gentlemen, on this episode, we have the honor and privilege of, when I was sitting with her and I asked her, I'm like, should I call you a social media celebrity? She was like, no, but ladies and gentlemen, in the grand scheme of things, she is a social media celebrity and she needs to start getting used to that name. I guess for today, needs no introduction. You've seen her and you will continue to see her. Her name is Tomi Adenuga. How are you doing, ma'am?
Very well, thank you. I was almost correcting you that no, but it's okay. I'm so happy to be here. It's a great honor. Thank you so much.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen. So in case you don't know, she has a lot of passion, right? Real estate, fashion, lifestyle, beauty, food, and the list is endless.
Yes.
Before I continue, ladies and gentlemen, I'll have to appeal to you. If you've not subscribed yet, please subscribe to our channel. That's how we grow. That's how we continue to bring you amazing guests like Tomi. That's how we continue to bring you amazing contents. Now, so we're going to start with the lifestyle first. Then we move into beauty.
Yes.
Now, I know you moved from Nigeria to Canada. How has the journey been so far?
In the phrase, I would just say the good, the bad, and the ugly. It's been a journey. I would always tell people that for me, for a long time, it was just like one step at a time. Because it came as so overwhelming in torrents. You don't even know what to expect the next day. So I was prepared in a way. I would always tell anybody this, that please prepare. Don't just think that everything will come so easy for you. And people have challenges in different forms. What comes to me as a challenge might be different from what comes to another person as a challenge. It might not even be financial every time. For some people, it's even deeper. Having someone to talk to, having someone to encourage you, those things that we even think are so tiny, it's really a big deal. So, but it's been how many years now? Almost 2 years. But I'm so thankful that we took that big leap. Yes.
What were some of the challenges that you encountered in the first 6 months of your arrival here in Canada?
So most people kind of like think it's only the parents that struggle. Children also struggle as well.
Oh, wow.
So we as their parents were struggling, coming into a new place, trying to find out what was working. My children were struggling as well. I was telling someone today that I had a 4-year-old then, and in Ontario, you enroll your children from junior kindergarten when they turn 4. So we got into school. Most of the things that we condone back in Nigeria is not welcome here. And it's kind of like, that thing that I thought was little was a lot. I couldn't walk.
Oh, wow.
Even if I wanted to walk, I wouldn't have been able to, because they couldn't. It was frustrating. It was depressing. I had to call everybody I knew that what is going on here. So for little things, your son is not staying still. He's being violent to other children. He's not being respectful. He's climbing under the tables. And I'd be like, that's normal now. By me. But it was not.
Oh, wow.
They would tell me that, dropping by 9 today. They were giving me, it was a time frame. And as I said, I could not walk. Which boss would I be asking for permission every single time? And I can't even tell you in advance that, I'll be absent by 2 p.m. today. So it was even staggered. And they just call you, come and pick him immediately. They don't even give you time,
yeah.
The first time I was doing my my first drive test, I knew I had failed from the beginning. Because I got that kind of similar call. Anytime I see sends blah, blah, blah on my phone, I'm like, oh my goodness. I start having palpitations. I'll be like, oh my God, I'll be telling my husband that, what kind of thing is this? Days that we felt like, okay, I'll just stay in the house, let me be looking at you, because I don't want anybody to call me. So it was trying for my son. They'll call him from the school. He can't play with his friends. They will isolate him. His friends will be telling him, oh, bye. He will be crying. He'll be like, Mommy, what's going on? Am I a bad person? I'll keep on encouraging him. But I just had to okay, these are like social behavioral skills that you have to learn. I had to also meet the school halfway to okay, you guys might not be used to the way things are done in Africa, but pardon this boy. He's a child. He's also learning.
Okay.
Teach him what he needs to do. I will also teach him. And let's meet halfway. And I can't even believe I'm saying this now. I've not had, as in they used to call, I didn't like my phone ringing because I was like, what's next? What are they calling me for again? And it could come from anywhere. Is your child in trouble again? So those things were there. You're trying to balance in one way. Something else is taking you backwards. So all those little things, there was a lot. There was a lot we had to come to terms with. But thank God it's a thing of the past now.
How were you able to adjust into the system? There's one thing for a single person to adjust into the system. There's another thing for a family to adjust into the system, which in some type of way is harder, but how were you able to adjust yourself into the system, your family?
I would say it wasn't difficult at all. Most people know, I always mention that my own parents live in the UK. Okay. Well, just my mom now because my dad is late. So I was 15, 16? So I didn't even really, though it doesn't even feel like anything, but I didn't really grow up with my mom.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, because she's been in the UK since I was a teenager. So moving to Covenants, she would just come once in a while to settle us into school, and she's back because she was also trying to get her papers then. So yeah, she couldn't even really stay for a long time. My wedding, my mom came a day before my wedding, stayed for a few days and had to go back. So that was the kind of, but we of course, thank God for technology and everything. So I knew how life was. My siblings also schooled in the UK. UK was like me going to Ibadan. If I had to see, because it was a lot easier for us to go than for her to come down to Nigeria. Okay. So any little opportunity we get, we go to see her and we spend time with her. We already knew how life was abroad. We had heard all the stories. It's not easy. Bills was a regular thing for us. Even though you live in Nigeria, you know the way life is abroad and all that. My mom, her sisters, her siblings, and my kind of family is always, they like to travel. So my mom has her siblings, cousins, there were a lot of them. If I'm not staying in my mom's house, I'm staying in somebody else's house. And they practically brought me up. So I already knew how life abroad was. Maybe not in the Canada way, but I knew how it was. I knew how to dress for the weather. Okay. So the weather was not like a rude shock for me. I knew how food was. I knew the cost of things, though Canada was a little bit more different because it was more expensive. But yeah, so that's my mom's background kind of gave us a little perspective of what to expect to settle in as a family. So it was not, I kind of knew how everything works, the credit system, how mortgage works.
Okay, so you didn't have any sort of cultural shock?
Not quite. Oh. Not really.
So it was easier to blend in?
Yeah, it was easier to blend in. Not so easy, but yeah.
Okay.
It was a bit, exactly.
All right. So, like I said before, and let me recapitulate that we will talk about lifestyle.
Yes.
Delve a little bit into beauty, then food.
Okay.
Right. Still on lifestyle, you are a wife, you are a mother.
Yes.
You are also an influencer.
Yes.
And you constantly drop content both on YouTube and across social media platforms.
Yes.
Forms, I beg your pardon. How are you able to meet up to all of these standards? As a wife, we know it's very tasking, very daunting. As a mother, we know it is even harder.
Yes.
Now, dropping contents has a lot to do with creativity, imagination, and all of those things. Walk us through. I know somebody's watching right now who is trying to do that. And they were like, oh, no, I can't do all of this at the same time. How are you able to manage all of this?
Okay, so for me, let me address it from the first in three ways. I've been doing this for quite some time. I am very passionate at what I do. At the time when I even started, it was not even called content.
Oh, okay.
So I have a background in communication. I've worked in advertising for a long time.
Oh, wow.
In fact, there are some people that come to me and I'm not an influencer. I studied this in school. I've worked with, my first introduction to doing this was in Google. So my office then at the time in Lagos, we had trainings in Google, and then I was always stuck on YouTube and everything. And they were like, "Told me you can do this thing, you like this thing." I didn't even feel I could do it then, but one guy kept on encouraging me, so that was like fast forward. But yes, I like what I do. Is passion for me. So another thing I must mention is that for me, pretty much my lifestyle is what I try to capture.
Okay.
So I try not to go outside the box. I try not to go outside what's. Sometimes you can't keep on doing what you love, because you have to learn from what other people also want. You might not like me, you might not like the way I cook, so I really need to. But I think that to an extent helps. So for me, creating content is what I'm sharing or what I'm making for dinner for the family. I would not make content on what I cannot eat, what my children do not take to school. We are foodies in my house. So what my children like is pretty much what I like to show. And I get bored easily.
Oh, wow.
I am an introvert, but I get bored very easily. I can't keep on doing one thing and keep on doing it. Like, I don't, at the time when I started, most people were even telling me that, oh, Tommy might not grow like this. Like, most people were doing niche-based stuff.
Okay.
I couldn't. I can't just talk about finance. I can't just talk about food. I can't just talk about beauty or just talk about fashion. Because what about the days I don't feel like talking about that?
Okay.
But there are other aspects of my life that I would like to show as well.
Sure.
So there was nobody to even copy. I just started doing it like let me just do it just the way it comes to me. So I think that's kind of made it easy for me.
Okay.
I like to cook. Thank God my husband understands. There are weeks I'll be like, there's no food in this house. So is it that we eat out or we order food? And my husband too is very, very understanding. His one is, let's all everybody share it. If the day I'm not even making anything, he will just like, oh, what should I order? That kind of thing. So it's not every time I have to cook to show. So what about those days? Does that mean that there'll be no content going on my platforms? So it might just be me. I learned something and I want to share it with my audience. I would say it. Okay. If something comes to mind, I will say it. If it's real estate, I went to a very beautiful house. I like this house. I would show it. So I think that helps me. Like I said, maybe it's my own weakness. I get very bored easily. And I like to do, it might seem like a lot, like jack of all trades. Yeah, I've gotten that. I've gotten a few of that, but that is just who I am. I try to show. It might seem like a lot for some people, and I really understand that. Like, oh, stay in one place now. What are you doing? You talk about this one today, talk about this one tomorrow. But I'm kind of like trying to like narrow everything down to like lifestyle and family. We all do all these things. We all cook. We all eat. Basically, we all live in houses. We all drive. Things that are part of our daily lives are the things that I also try to like show. Women like to look good. We all like fashion, or most of us like fashion. Most of us like makeup. Most of us like skincare. Many of us like hair. Exactly. So yeah. So everything comes into play.
But if you're to give, because these advice are going to come, they're going to come intermittently. If you are to give an advice to a lady who is married, who has kids, and she wants to also go into content creation, what are the advices you're going to give?
I forgot to mention something very vital, because before I go into that, a lot of people have seen me like, Tommy, how do you do everything? How do you juggle everything? Guys, don't forget that this is my own 9 to 5.
Okay.
I treat this as everything.
Okay, we get it now. We get it.
This is work for me.
Okay.
The same way you would wake up early in the morning.
Okay.
This is work. I try to tell people that this is not just one hobby I picked. This is work.
Okay.
I make a living from doing this.
Okay.
I've been making a living from doing this back in Nigeria. And I didn't just do this because I was coming to Canada. My first YouTube, I have almost 800,000 subscribers there.
What?
Even though I've abandoned it.
What happened to it?
Yes. At some point, the algorithm was not working in my way.
Okay.
So it was... I had to just let it go. Like, Tommy, you've done a lot of things on this page, and it was not just working. People that know me from way back know that was where I started from, even before Instagram. So... me, I wanted to make money. Instagram was not giving, as I did, I was like, I don't even understand what Instagram was doing. I just knew that, okay, YouTube was going to be giving, you could make a living from YouTube. Every month you could get money. So even back in Nigeria, I was already earning in USD. which I wanted. YouTube was giving me that. And I was like, I will stay on this YouTube. And yeah, so I built that channel. I was like resilient. Then I had one child. I wake up in the middle of the night. If there's a generating set, I'll wait for I wait for NEPA, like, because generators would interfere. I remember the first video I did, it didn't even occur to me. And no people watch it from all over the world. People were like, do you have a lawnmower in your living room? You can imagine. Because of generator sound, exactly.
So there was a huge interference in the audio.
Yes. So I didn't learn a lot. That was 2014, 2015. I had not known a lot of things then. Wow. So I was learning. And in fact, I remember one comment. You're supposed to be facing the camera, but I am here and I'm doing the video. I remember one comment, person was like, Madam, face the camera now. And I went to my husband because he is a production person and he understands and all that. I said, what does this person mean? He now looked at, I remember, I don't like watching myself. Assuming I watched myself,
you would have noticed.
I would have known. I just uploaded it and I didn't even want to watch it. I was like, but you should watch it. You're supposed to face the camera, face the camera. I'm like, oh, that's what they meant. Oh, I did not know now. So I learned on the job. I learned, I'll watch YouTube videos. At that time, it was not even content creation. We were just creating stuff on YouTube. Everybody wanted to put stuff on YouTube. And I followed suits. And I was like, okay, let me share. I used to be how I lost weight. Those are the kind of things that people wanted to see, how I was able to solve my acne problem. People like to see all those things. And that was like the rave back then. And I was getting views. I got a lot of views. So I started from there and it's work for me. I will just summarize. It's work for me. This is my own 9 to 5.
So one of the advices will be hard work and resilience.
Consistency, hard work. Yes, it's not a cliche, but yes, if you want to do it. Another thing, I don't like to, content creation can come as maybe something that I just want to do by the side. But for me, I figure it just depends on the person, what the person really wants out of it. Whatever you want, whether it is for monetary, whether it is for gratification, whether it's just to be successful and, I want to be known, I want to actually put something out there. You can do it, but know that it is work. It's not something that you just do 1 week, you pick it up another week. For me, when I came to Canada, a lot of people were like, oh, when I get in the job, And I was like, I don't get money, but I'm not looking for a job. Like I said, I've been doing this from Nigeria. I couldn't afford to give somebody 1 hour of my time. For me, it is a job. I have to pour everything I have into this. The moment I give somebody 2 hours, 3 hours, it's going to be taken out from what I should be giving into this. And it is it's large. So it's not like you're just creating content. So I look at it like, okay, I'm creating content. It's like having a shop, but I'm not only going to be selling yams. You might like yam. This person might like cassava. Somebody else might like potatoes. Somebody else might like rice. So I have a shop. I'll be selling several things to different people. So that's the way I look at it.
Okay. All right. So now let's take a dive into beauty. Like I said, this is going to be a regimental process. So we're done with lifestyle. Let's get into beauty. I have some questions for you. I'm going to start like this. There is something pretty much insidious going on, right? And people don't see it yet. And that's why I use the word insidious. Is BBL. Now. It is, most women now look alike from the back. I'm being honest. I didn't say all.
Oh my God.
Most women.
I want to hear your perspective. What do you think about BBL?
Wait, hold on.
Okay.
Most women now look alike from the back.
All right.
1, 2. I've heard that women have now taken it up a notch. They now spread the payments of BBL as though they are going to a car dealership to pick up a car.
Oh, wow.
Finance, because some don't have the money to pay for it outrightly.
Sure.
So they spread the payment. Right. My question to you is it compulsory? Does it add to a woman's self-esteem when they go through this process of BBL?
This is deep because thankfully I've not done BBL. Thankfully I have not. And of course, these questions come up and I am married. Of course, if you want to make this kind of decision, your partner has to be involved or whatever.
Okay.
And I've had this discussion with my husband playfully, and he'll be like, you know, show. He says that in Yoruba, like, I know send you. And thank God, my husband and myself, we respect each other very much. I know what he wants. I know what he does not want. And it's not to him. It tells me that to me, guy, we are friends. My husband and myself, we are very good friends.
True.
If we're not married, we'll be discussing deep things.
Sure.
And we'll be like my guy, like my friend, this thing is not really, it's not, I don't know. He just says that, but it's not as if you go and tell somebody that has done it, like, why did you do it? Everybody, opinions, like.
What comes to your mind when you, because you, listen, you are not oblivious to this fact.
Yes,
you know it. It's glaring, right? What is your thought on it? Because, I mean, this beauty right now, what is your thought on it?
Okay, so for me, it's not necessary.
Okay.
It all depends. It depends. Sometimes it's just like saying, I don't want to, it's not a yes or no answer for me, and I'm going somewhere.
Okay.
It's not a yes or no answer for me. So because in life, food is good, too much food is not good.
True.
Water is good, too much water is not good. For me, moderation and balance is when there's a motive and when you know the reason why, even if anything happens, your conscience, yourself, you tell yourself that I took this decision based on one thing or the other. Some people do it. For me, it's not necessary. Like, why would you do it? In fact, I was reading, I'm on social media a lot. There's this page I go to, Diary of a Niger Girl. And a young lady, people write letters to her, like, I regret doing a BBL. That guys are not even looking my way anymore. I'm not kidding. Yeah. And I'm so happy that in that comment section, a lot of people, like a lot of women, encouraged her. On a normal day, they would have tore her down. Like, why would you do it? That kind of thing. But she came from a position of being vulnerable. Like, I have done this thing. I regret it. I can't go back. But I did it because of my roommates. Everybody was like, let's do this. Men will look at us, blah, blah, blah. But they are not even sending me. I was even getting more toasters then than even now. I read this. And a lot of people in the comments, a few people were like, hey, you see yourself now, that kind of thing. You see yourself now. But a lot of people were like encouraging the lady that believe in yourself first. Number one, BBL will not give you confidence. It depends on what you have in your inside of you. You don't need a man to tell you look beautiful. Even me, I hype myself. Tell me you are doing well. Tell yourself, because many of us, you are doing so well, but you're waiting for someone else to tell you are doing well. You're waiting for someone else to tell you are beautiful. Don't wait. A man should not even let you know. Yes, it's nice, but don't make that the final stake for your life. So on the other hand, I have a few friends, or I have seen a few mothers that had to do it for health reasons.
Okay.
Yes, to be honest, yes. I know someone that she had to, in fact, you'll be saying, oh, why did you do tummy reduction and all that? Some people really needed to do it. And yeah, yes, in that case, you can't say, why did you do it?
Okay, picking up from, I just want to pressure you further on one particular point. The lady who you said, regretted doing it, so it's either my assumption, by the way, is either ladies do it because of men, or they do it to further fortify their self-esteem.
Yes.
One or both.
True.
Which do you fall towards? Self-esteem, or you're happily married, everybody knows that. But that would not still jettison the fact that you're a woman.
True.
Which do you fall on? Do you fall on the fact that women do BBL because they want to increase their self-esteem? They want to look good in their element for themselves, or because they know that my gender out there, when they, which do you fall on?
I would say the latter.
Okay.
For their own self-esteem. So because I've seen a lot of married people.
Are you trying to be diplomatic or trying to play safe? Let's be honest.
Hold on, I'm getting somewhere.
Okay.
And I'm going to generalize on that because of what I have seen. Married people, I don't want to mention names, even known celebrities, they are married. They are married.
Yeah.
I don't know what is going on behind closed doors, but we'll say happily married, right? Yes, exactly. Happily married. Yes, let's just assume that they're happily married. But we see them doing it. which man are they trying to catch again?
Okay.
So that is why I'm going with that opinion. Like,
Okay.
it might be for, so maybe you've gone through, and I see that for a lot of women. To be honest, childbirth can make you, to be honest, it just makes you feel like, I know be baby again now. Yeah. And that happens. So that's why it's not even just for single. To be honest, if you look at the statistics, it might even be married women doing it more. You've gotten married, you've given birth, 1, 2, 3 children, your belly, no matter what you do in the gym, is not coming down. You're having the fupa. It's true. Yes. All your body parts, they've increased. The one that is flat is flat. You're not looking at yourself that, but I used to be a babe now. Your husband is not complaining, yes. But you're looking at yourself in the mirror and you're like, what is going on? Like I said, most people, it starts from the mind. Self-esteem is like, hype yourself. If you cannot hype yourself, whatever is going to make you hype yourself, whether it is you fixing something. So people look at it from different points of view. Some people they can't hype themselves in their mind. They need something to show, to let them know that, okay, you're still. So that's why they might probably do it.
Okay.
So that is why I tend to like look at it from that point of view, because I have, in fact, the people that many of my friends are married. Some of my friends are not married. The people that discuss BBL with me more are married people. Which I know, like I said, I don't know what is going on behind closed doors, but general assumption, your husband likes you. I know your husband likes you, likes you fair daku, like he will not even look at any other person again. But the woman wants to do it because of herself. Like, I don't feel good anymore. I have breastfed. My tummy looks flabby. My hips are like this. Everything just looks one kind of way. Let me go and fix it. So maybe that might just be
people in the real estate, ladies in the real estate. I was having a conversation with a friend of mine the other day, and he asked me, I was like, Martin, I was like, why is it that most ladies because I'm saying this because you're into real estate.
Not okay. So not directly.
Yeah, I know.
Before they come for me.
No, I know.
I don't have the license.
No.
Yet, yes.
Yeah. I mean, it's just a passion, you know.
Yes, exactly.
Because people who are there also see that they are marketers, right? You know, they are trying to sell, lands and trying to sell houses. They take it a step further to do these things.
Yes.
Because they feel that it's going to attract a lot of customers. Is that necessary? Especially in real estate. Marketing, to be precise.
Yes, I was about to say exactly.
Yeah, marketing as a woman, is that really necessary?
You might look at it that it's not really necessary. Okay, so as a guy, is it really necessary? Do you consider that? So if you see a very fine set woman, would it change anything for you?
No, I'm a very different person. And I'm going to tell you for a fact. Right. I am more captivated by what comes out of your mouth. I'm not captivated by what the
body.
I'm not. That's who I am. Right. That's secondary. What you look is secondary to me. Right. I need to understand your EQ and your IQ.
Sure.
I need to understand that you articulate your words properly.
True.
I need to understand that you're intelligent. You know what you are selling. Right.
But not every man can be like, okay, so funny thing is, many men might actually have the same mindset. But I think there's a divide whereby the women think this is what men want.
Okay.
Or this is what my customers are looking for. Or maybe first impression.
Okay.
They might be, so at least if I'm like this, might consider me, not for luring or that sexual manner, but let me be top of mind. So maybe that might be that thing for them, but they might not know that it goes deeper.
But why do they now feel disgruntled? Why do they feel unhappy when these same men, which they are trying to attract, now start to make passes at them?
It's simple.
Tell me.
I don't know how to say this without sounding.
Please sound it. Say it. Let's, because these things are issues.
You don't assume. So it's just like you see a fine lady and the person, you're asking the person out, but the person has not given you consent. You don't just assume that. The person might not even be in that line. So it's like, I just want to be a normal fine girl.
Oh, that's the direction you are taking this conversation.
I just want to be a normal fine girl. I didn't ask you to make advances. Exactly.
But they make the same thing because they want to attract the male.
They're not necessarily attracting the males. They're not.
Are you sure?
Like I said, people do it for different reasons. Yeah. You might just want to. And to be honest, yes, another thing is there are different kinds of surgeries.
Okay.
Some people, I don't even know where we're going into this.
Please educate me.
Some people, there's a way it looks. Some people, they might just need to have a flat belly.
Okay.
They do liposuction, take out all the fats.
Mm-hmm.
There's a way you make your belly flat. It accentuates other curves.
Oh,
so it makes other places like very prominent.
Okay.
So it might not necessarily be BBL.
Okay.
It might just be a flat tummy the person did. But to you, yeah, the person did surgery. Other parts are more prominent. And the person is like, exactly.
Okay. I get it. I get it.
I might just want to have that big belly out of the way. But
I get it.
Why is this person interpreting it like I'm hawking? I am not hawking. Yeah.
It is beauty, and we're still on beauty, by the way.
Okay.
Is beauty the first thing that a woman needs to get her foot into the labor market?
Of course not. Into the labor market?
Yes.
Who beauty go help? It might. I've seen very pretty ladies that probably they need them for like maybe customer service roles. Maybe like front line, you are going to one hotel, you need to sell something. Of course, what am I talking about? Airlines, hostesses, your physique. They can't just take anybody. So I would also say it maybe depends on the line. It depends on the job role. It depends.
Okay, so beauty is...
It can help in many ways. Yeah. It can definitely help because, yes, you don't... Not to feel bad or anything. If you're not as tall as what they want, they won't take you. And beauty is interpreted from different angles. It might be maybe how tall the person is, facially, how do you look. I don't want someone that has a round face. I want someone that has a pinched face. I like someone that is light-skinned. It's not... At the end of the day, it depends on the business owner. It depends on what the person wants for his brand.
What other qualities you feel like a woman needs to stay relevant in business?
Definitely depth.
Okay.
You have to do more research. You can't just, even if beauty takes you there, it might not sustain you. After some time, you need to, if you can't give value, there are many pretty people. So, of course, it's not just looking pretty. You have to also know that, okay, you can help me. You have my interest at art. You can contribute. You are giving meaningful conversations. You're in a meeting, not that, so it's just our pretty faces we are just going to be looking at. At the end of the day, even if somebody hires you for a beauty role, they are still thinking of how to make money, how to pay you. If you're not giving me what I want for my business, you might be asked to leave. So,
okay. So before I move into food, there was this social media post I saw. When I saw it, I told me it was disturbing.
oh wow, okay.
Yes, it was. Though a lot of people under the comment section took it with levity, right? But for me, I read scrupulous attention and meaning to it. There was this guy who was asking a young girl, she should be in her mid-20s,
Okay.
about social media logos.
Okay.
Logos, right?
Okay.
So when it got to Instagram, she knew it.
Oh, okay.
When it got to what's it called? Facebook, she knew it. When it got to Telegram, she knew it. Okay. She knocked everything off. However, the sad part was when it got to LinkedIn.
An ex.
She doesn't even know what LinkedIn is. When she got to Pinterest, she didn't even know.
Oh wow.
So all of those social media that is supposed to, in quotes, add value or start your journey into, success. What is your advice for the girl child in this world of social media? I mean, you are a content creator.
Yeah.
What is your advice for the girl child in this world of social media? Because they are carried away by luxury. They are carried away by make-believe. They are carried away by fake it till you make it. They are carried away by all of the beautiful things they see.
True.
They are carried away by gossips.
True.
what is your, and because also coming from a standpoint of a mother, what is your advice for the girl child?
As a mother, the first thing I would do is not that I will even limit my children. For now, it's a lot more different from when we grew up.
Mm-hmm.
Then we didn't have so much social media to contend with.
Mm-hmm.
There were little distractions, but now those distractions are there. And if care is not taken, those are the things that they will build their life on. Instead of you going to, in my own days, there was no ChatGPT. What we had was Britannia, encyclopedia,
Yes,
and going to the morgue. We used to call it then. I studied mass communication, so we'll get buried in like volumes of newspaper content to get, like, you go back to 10 years ago to look for. But now with one button, you are tapping something, you've gotten everything you need. But let's not just get carried away. Even if, for me, yes, let's move with the times, but there are some things that I would tell the girl child not to let go of, the real things that give value. Education is not a scam. Education is not a scam.
Please say that again.
Education is not a scam. It's there, like what we just said before. Even if you have the looks, you have the body, these are things that people don't like to talk about. But after some time, 1 year down the line, 2 years down the line, even if it is in the aspect of like marriage or a relationship, after the initial whatever, when it wears off, what keeps you at whatever thing that is there, whether it's a relationship or marriage or your job, is what else you need to offer, what else you have to offer. So it's not just about, I know Instagram, I know Burna Boy, I know Wizkid. People like people to be intelligent. Not everybody will be on that same intelligence quotient, like the same level. Yeah. But make attempts to even learn. Make attempts at current affairs. Not that you know all the music artists and you don't even know the prime minister.
Nothing.
Exactly.
Nothing.
And another thing is, it's not a scam, because one way or the other, it will give. That's when they are charging you $10,000 for LinkedIn. You will not be like, somebody will just come and bamboozle you. Accounting, they'll just give it one name. You'll be like, really? How much should I wire? You now wire 10K when it was actually free. Could have just done. So I've noticed that a lot of us, I am also guilty. There's that knowledge gap. Many of us don't want to research. We don't want to read anymore. We don't want to learn. And learning can be done in different. It's not until when you pick one old book or something. Just even make attempts to learn. I like reading. I grew up as a reader. I like to read and write. That's how I grew up. My father taught us that way. Like, in fact, there was no screen time then, but we grew up reading. Still now, my friends still make jest of me that I am so old school. My husband has opened like Audible many times. Let me do ebook. But that physical, I love hard copy books. Like, it's just so therapeutic for me. I immerse myself into the story immediately. Like, I'm envisioning, I don't know, I read ebooks as well, but I've not still gotten to that stage yet that, okay, ebooks give me that same satisfaction like hard copy books. So I don't know, just keep learning. It's not like as if I read 10 laws of Maslow, something every time, but it's just an attempt to making yourself better, if not for anything, so that people will not rip you off. Because whatever they know that you don't have, they will take advantage of it.
Oh, wow.
And my husband also is a strong believer that whatever you're telling someone else to do for you, make sure you know it. I remember out then in Nigeria, of course, there was one time you just have plenty money, like, what should I use this money for? I thought of having a salon. My husband said, I will enroll you in a salon. You go and learn how to make hair. I said, make hair, okay. He said, one, you should know. Not that you just open a salon and people will not be telling you, madam, we use 10 this in. You know that wig is very difficult because of this. People, it's not as if you know, you can't be there for everything, but at least have an idea. Let them also know that you have an idea. I have people that work with me, editors, but they know that I know. There are times that, they're telling me that, we can't meet you with this timeline. And I have a brand that I need to quickly turn things around for. I'm like, don't worry, I'll work on this one. In 10 minutes, I would finish this one. I'll edit this one. It might not be top notch the way they would do it, but at least it's not as if I'm telling my client that, hey, what do? I can't turn it around. If the editor is not around. What if the editor falls sick? Which happens? True. Life has to go on. And if I'm making this my business, I need to know about it. So for me, it's even like, it's not as if you can't spend money, but what you don't have an idea of, people will, they'll rip you off. A lot of money. In fact, it's just like all those Facebook memes, that all those things we used to see those days, that somebody's asking his grandma to pay 400k for Facebook. We laugh about these things, but these things might actually happen. So please, my mom taught me that from an early stage. Like, my mom, she's the one that makes me work so hard. Like, don't even think you've gotten anywhere yet. Like, things happen. Life happens. You don't want to be so comfortable thinking that, oh, this and that, because you have children to cater for. You're a woman. You should be able to turn things around. Yes, it's in the nature of a man not to be able to do so many things at the time, but this is a gift. So she makes it like, don't look at it as like a weakness. Don't look at it like, oh, I'm the lower person. She makes me see it like it's a gift that you have over a man. Make it work for you. Women, they suffer. By the time you think about that, you just like, I can't afford to. And that's one thing she told me. It's like, let your spouse also know that, okay, you're not just one person. If he says this, you can contribute 20%. If he contributes this, like, don't just be, oh, he does this all the time.
Now that you brought out that point, that will drive me into food.
Okay.
And food, I see a lot of contents that you drop, but this question might be pretty much unconventional, right? Do you think that cooking is a major proviso or a major prerequisite for a woman to get married?
Of course not. Of course not.
You feel so?
No, I don't think so.
So cooking is not a prerequisite for a woman. Like, it's not a must-have for a woman to get married.
No, it's not. I like cooking, but it's not. And I'm saying this not because we are in front of the camera, but it's not. It's not. So gender roles, I understand. Yeah, I understand that till Jesus comes, we will keep on having this kind of conversation, because yes, it's difficult to actually say what is supposed to be. Anybody should. Not even like, oh, so cooking is not just, it's not until when you turn yam like this, put flour, put this one, not even every woman.
Why I ask this is because I've noticed that a lot of men complain that, and you are not oblivious to these things that I'm talking about.
I am not.
A lot of men complain that their wives don't know how to cook. A lot of men use these terms and they say, oh, I thought things were going to change. You know, she didn't know how to cook before. I told her, let's go on YouTube. I thought things was going to change. But I am 3 years, 4 years into this marriage. Nothing has changed. She doesn't know how to cook. That's why I ask, is cooking a proviso?
Okay, so I would say this. People might not like me for this. But for me, I always do not like to give a right or wrong answer or a yes or no answer. There are situations, and I always like to look at things from like, if each scenario. That's it for me. I'm also not oblivious to the way some women think. Okay. So in that regard, I would say yes. This is because on a regular basis, many women, and it's not also a conclusion, always believe that the man is the provider.
Okay.
So we want to accept that the man is the provider and that my money is my money, your money is our money. So let's make it balanced.
Okay.
If men are expected to have that, and we're expecting men to provide and to be everything, then you should also accept that women are. So in that regard, I will accept that, yes, that should be a prerequisite. Because I've seen a lot of women, even on social media these days, people that even think that, oh, you should not reason this way. They still believe that a woman should not contribute anything, that it should always be the man. Which I think is a warped mindset. I don't agree with it totally.
Okay.
Because life, who knows? You won't kill the man. I also have boys. I don't want my son's wives in the future to look at my sons like, no matter what, if you don't provide, you are dead. No. We can't just So that's why I look at this from like different scenarios. So if you're looking at the men, like no matter what a man should provide until when he almost wants to fall, then let's balance it. In that way, I'll say yes, women too should know how to cook, because if we are assigning gender roles in this case, yeah, let's
everybody align with your roles.
Exactly. Let's make it balanced. If the man should provide, should wash car, should change bulb, what are all those other masculine kill snake and kill rats? For the life of me, I won't expect myself to. Exactly. So if you're expecting the men to do that, switch on the generating set. Of course, coming from Africa, these are the things that you expect men to do. And we can't, even though social media and everything, we can't keep these things swept under the carpet. If we expect the men to keep up with their side of the bargain, then we shouldn't, as women, feel bad if women are told to know how to cook. And if men start having a mindset of, but you should know how to cook now. I know many women start feeling bad when they are told these things. Yeah. So that's why I also feel like, for me, I am in the middle. I don't believe a man should be the sole breadwinner. Things happen, life changes, anything can happen. You might be at a stage, because women these days, because we can tend to do so many things, there might even be an idea that you might be able to, so it just depends on what you think for yourself. There are some kind of roles that you can do. You bring in money, the man can invest it in a business and it can blow up everything. But if you didn't bring that seed, that man might not be able to turn it into a very large corporation or something. So everybody has their part to play. So it doesn't mean that. So in that case, who wants the money? Both of them. If the woman did not bring the seed, the women might not know how to multiply. The man might know how to multiply. Many men have business ideas. Is that capital they are looking for? A woman might be able to do one kind of work, maybe do nanny work or something that will raise up enough money to start up that thing that the man is looking for. A man might not be able to do that. It might not. I have seen men that have excelled well in all this like feminine roles. Babysitting, cooking, but we all know that these are not things that are usually expected of men. The same way, I don't think a woman solely should be made the cooking experts. Or that the kitchen is no. Anybody should learn how to cook.
When a family moves from Nigeria to a place like Canada, the United States, and these things happen, they are now like an epidemic, right?
Exactly.
You see that the women now start to complain. And now I also want to pressure you on this point. The woman now starts to complain that men don't do chores.
Yeah. In fact, this is something that I hear every time.
They didn't used to complain when they were back in Nigeria.
True.
Because they now understand that there is this sort of, liberty. There's this sort of latitude.
I won't call it that.
In the first world country?
No, I won't call it that. I won't say that is what they're attributing that to. I would say maybe in Africa. I can't do. Your husband will not ask you to drop money for rent. Do you get it? But here, so if you're taking it 50-50, let's do every other thing 50-50. So I think that is where they are coming from. I would think that's where they are coming from.
Men are supposed to do chores too.
If you are both dropping...
No, I just want to press. I want to know.
Yes.
Men too should do. So the women that are complaining, their complaints are very valid.
Yes. Because at the end of the day, the pendulum should not swing towards one person. And one person is 80%, the other person is 20%. Let's balance it out. If you are balancing paying bills, paying the mortgage, paying the rent or whatever it is, paying car loan, paying this one, let's balance the chores too now. Both of us are both going to work. In Nigeria, you could say, baby girl Friday, I know they do anything. Can you afford to do that one here? Hunger will kill you. So yes, I always tell people, I said, drop that whatever you're thinking of at Muritala Mohammed or is it Inambi, whatever. Because here, and to be honest, yes, my husband and myself, we both contribute. Yes. In fact, I don't argue it because, like I said, I have seen this before. I have seen how it happens because I can't leave everything to him, to one person. It might not even work. In many cases, it might not work. You cannot even just say, I can't do it alone. My husband too cannot do it alone. many times it starts to be mutual. So I think that's where most people experience that break.
Okay.
It's now on that, like everybody, both of us should now sit down together and say, how far?
Okay.
As we are both of us are working and all that, even if it is small, don't expect that as I finish cooking the food, you cross leg again. Now come and carry the plate. At least do your dishes now. Even if it is to load it in the dishwasher.
These things cause issues, you know that, right? They do.
I am a counselor.
They cause issues,
I know.
Especially this particular topic, they cause huge issues.
You don't say. I have seen it. Things that you be on a normal day, you be like, but this is normal now.
Yeah.
So I still see is for both, as in both male and female women. You are expected to drop money. I know people don't like to hear that part. They don't want to.
Please say it again.
Women, please, Ejo, you're supposed to, if you can, no matter how little. I like when men, and some men, they actually understand it. You might not do it all, but even that little you are doing, it will help the man. It will even give him like more, like, let me even go out. And men, their egos, like my husband does not like the fact that you're even dropping 20%. His ego is like, it even gives him the motivation. I'll just like, take it easy on yourself. Yeah. You're also human.
Yeah.
You're also human.
True.
So it motivates him to like, okay, he's thinking of the next thing that I don't want my wife to. He apologizes to me every single time. Like, oh, the way you're working hard. And I'm like, it's okay, I understand. It won't be like this forever now.
Yeah.
So it feels bad, like, oh, that I am even contributing at all. But I'm like, no.
So for those back in Nigeria who are coming here as a family, they should understand from what you said. They should understand that is a total different ball game here.
It is totally
different. It is
different.
not one-sided.
No.
It must be symmetrical. It must be balanced.
True.
You know. So whatever we are doing it together. We're paying the bills,
all
being
things
together.
being equal. Exactly. All things being equal. All things being equal. Like I always try to say, there might be one thing, maybe somebody might be listening and say, I know this does not apply to me, but all things being equal. Everything normal.
Including money.
Exactly.
Including money.
I know that's the aspect you like
because
to hear.
You know why? Because just like you said, right, ladies feel that men are the ones that, must provide 100%.
Yes.
And that's I'm sorry, that very hideous, ugly cliche of, oh, my money is my money, your money is our money.
No, it's not fair.
To me, has limited a lot of families from getting past where they are.
Spot on, yes.
From where they are, it has limited a lot from getting past where they are.
I agree.
Because of that mindset.
Yes.
It is a very hideous, it's a very ugly mindset.
For me, why did you even marry the person in the first place? Because if I'm not into you, if I'm into you, I should be able to share everything.
Some ladies don't believe this, especially the money. They don't believe it.
I don't know. But
that's why you say they will come for you.
I know they will. I know they will because I look at it as well. Like I'm also going to be a mother-in-law in the future.
True.
I have both male and female.
When nobody pressure your picking.
Exactly. That's where I look at it from. I'm married to somebody else's picking soon now.
Yeah, true. So
it's like that. My brother too is married to someone else. I wouldn't want his wife because that's just it.
True.
I wouldn't want this wife to also be putting like it's exactly women exactly. How would you feel if it was your brother? And his own wife is breathing down his neck, knowing that she makes like a ton, and the only thing she's just spending on herself, and there are things in the house that needs to be done, but they're just waiting for the man. Think of his health. Think of his mental health as well. His physical health. The guy will break down. He will break down in his mind. He will lower his self-esteem. So many things. They're also children. They're also people's children.
True.
I think I started thinking about it the moment I started having children as well. And I'm trying to raise my boys to be better. Like, let's balance these things.
True.
I also don't want to bring them up to a point. It's now when you're married, somebody will now take you through that and drag you. I know, please don't drag my children for me. I suffered for them. Don't drag them, my jaw. Everybody should contribute.
How are you able to experiment with food? Because I mean, like I said, I saw one of the one of ones you did. I think it was Kale. I don't know Kale
Yes.
Leba. It takes some sort of imagination, right, to bring your thoughts, into existence. How are you able to experiment with food?
I don't even know where that comes from. I just try to like, okay, do these ingredients work together? So I've been on like different health.
Sorry, do you before you experiment with food, do you check the different health benefits of each of this before you combine them?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Please continue.
So I do that. I also do my research.
Okay.
If I can, I don't even necessarily need to ask any health practitioner or anything. I ask my mom. She's a health practitioner, by the way.
Okay.
So I just ask her that, okay, do these things, can they go? Can I eat this? My mom, by the way, she combines, and she's primarily the person that teaches me all these things. She combines a lot of things together. Oh, this will work together. In fact, she's made egusi before with broccoli. If you guys think I turn things around, wait for my mother. And I'll be like, Mommy, what is this? My mom has ogbono, is a popular Nigerian soup. Mm-hmm. I grew up knowing that ogbono is made with palm oil. My mom will be like, cholesterol. I'll make it with vegetable oil. I did do. I'm like, Mommy, do. I tasted it like, do. So my mom, because she's a health worker, so based on her research, she's also done a lot of research with different things. Oh, you can put this and this together. This would work with this. If you don't want to, okay, you want to take this thing, but it might not be so palatable in this way. Why don't you try to make it easier? And she said that even in that, okay, yeah, so there are some things that they say, oh, don't eat this one, don't eat that one. My mom said it's a lie. They don't believe all that one where she works in the hospital. She said if you are giving a patient medication, the doctors will tell you to dilute it in sugar.
Oh, wow.
Yes. She said there are times, I don't even know how she balances everything. There are times that some people don't want to take some medication, but there's a way. So, of course, all those, I don't know how they calculate all those things. I'm not a nutritionist. Polysaccharides, monosaccharides, all those things. I don't know how they do it. But there's a balance. And like you say, everything in this life is moderation. It's not as if you just take a cup of sugar and start scooping it. But because you want to, even for my children, she tells me that, oh, you want your child to take this medication. You want that medication, Abi. But before the child can take it, you need to introduce something else. Mm-hmm. Sugar is not a sin. That you guys don't color this thing like as if, oh, if you take sugar,
it is instant diabetes. Instant.
The way Nigerians will be like, oh my God, but we went to school now.
Yeah, true. Do
you know how many? It's just like you don't take this on a regular basis.
Yeah,
even those that are shouting sugar, but you took 3 bottles of Coke yesterday. But it's that physical one that you're adding. So it's just like, okay, I want my daughter to take this very bitter medication. She won't take it. I can dilute it with some honey. If the child is younger, I can put a little bit of sugar. It's not a sin. It's not the devil. So you just need to know how these things work together, how to balance everything. It's not like every single time I'm scooping 1 spoon of sugar in my mouth.
What's your favorite food?
Mine?
Yeah. Like 5 times or 5 days in a week.
Amala.
You would never get tired of it.
Amala.
What particular soup, ma'am?
Anyone. That's where it gets very weird.
Anyone?
That is where it gets
that is relative though, and that's why.
I went for an event yesterday and I was just doing something on my Insta stories, and of course the vendor was serving amala and like rice, and I just said that, guys, guess what I'm having? Everybody like, don't miss amala. Oh, mine's like amala. You guys, please. What's this? So yeah, for some reason mine is very, very weird. I can take it with almost anything.
But amala,
vegetable soup, stew, okra soup, abola.
Ufensala.
Ufensala might not go. I think I'm with black soup. So okay. my mother-in-law, oh my goodness, I need to make black soup very soon. She's from Benin, and her black soup is the best. Goodness. Like, I will tell her, Mommy, please, I need black soup.
It's always in those black pots, right? Look at that.
A black soup, a pepper soup is the best. So when I've gotten a lot of I am not just Yoruba. I borrow from different people. My mom's bestie is from Akwa Ibom. She taught my mom how to make afang. So my family is not like a typical Yoruba family. My mom likes to explore. So we buy from different cultures, we mix, we bring it all together. I know they will come for me. Hey, you're Yoruba girl. You're not cooking it the way we cook it. I cook it the way I know how to cook it, Sha. Yeah. So, and like, because it's my family basically, and they like it, they eat it. Yeah. So
before we wrap up, because we're wrapping up pretty soon, before we do, now that you're here, I need to ask you about some few things that are turning into an issue. People moving from Nigeria down here, especially couples.
Okay.
We see that breakup is on the rise. And once again, you know firsthand about this because you live on social media.
Yes, I do.
You know that it happens
I do.
across board in the UK, in the US, in Canada. What do you think are some of the reasons why they come here and this marriage is just going to extinction?
That's a very not so good, not so very pleasant topic, and we see these things almost on a daily basis. Wives calling the cops on their husbands, and all that. And it's so unfortunate that in this part of the world, the law favors the vulnerable.
Sure.
In this case, women and children. So yes, I say that most people will say when we have these topics, even offline, most people say is that most marriages that actually go through that, maybe they were actually on the brink
of breaking
even before they left the country. In fact, last week I hear the stories almost on a daily basis. Maybe they were having issues already, or maybe they didn't even they didn't talk about these things enough. They didn't have a lot of expectations, or there's an issue, Sha. To be honest, and I think that is actually true.
Okay.
You would actually, if both of you have been on the same wavelength because like I was with someone yesterday, she's my very good friend. I was angry with her. I was like, why don't you have a driver's license? Said, my husband takes me everywhere. And yes, that is the truth. My husband takes her everywhere she goes. I said, that's because her life is wrapped around her husband. And one thing that she said struck me, said, tell me funny thing, in Nigeria, my car will be parked. I don't want to mention the name. I just give him like a wally. It takes me everywhere. I said, even in Nigeria? I said, yes. So you can see what they do here is from what they've been doing in Nigeria. It comes easy for them because they've been doing it. They want to go out. It's not as if one person is choosing one place. So they've always been doing it. They're going to the same gatherings. They are so into each other. They do the same things. They enjoy the same things. Not that, I want to go bowling. Me, I'm going jumping. So they are so in sync.
Oh, okay.
And they've been like that from Nigeria. So it can be the opposite way as well.
Okay.
Maybe, I don't know.
Oh, okay.
And I think, like you said, we said this before, there are many factors that might cause, when you don't talk about finances, finance is one very big way that marriages can break. So many things. I've also seen men that come to this country. It's not easy. I tell people that getting the visa to come or relocate abroad is the easiest thing. It's not easy, but it's the easiest thing. The next thing you should prepare yourself with is prepare yourself in every other way, mentally. If you don't get the job for 1 year, how do you plan to survive? Many men, it's not going to be easy on them. Many men or many families, the wife might probably get a job first. The man is not going to be finding it funny that is still back home. He's not here working. She comes right from work. They are snapping at each other. She's looking at him, but I'm trying my best. I'm providing. But the man too probably needs some help. So is the society testing you? And it's all those little things that now come out and just like amplify everything. Three words
that every marriage needs to survive in a first world country. 3 words. Every marriage needs.
Communication.
1.
Plan.
2.
Patience.
3. Ladies and gentlemen, we have come to the end of yet another amazing episode of Afro podcast. I had a blast sitting right here with Tommy. I knew that at some point I had to treat her. Of course, I know she's up to the task. Somebody who lives on social media, she's up to the task. And of course, ladies and gentlemen, if you've not subscribed to our channel, please subscribe to our channel so we can bring you more content. We can change your life. I know you've learned a whole lot from Tommy. It's okay if you come. If it's okay, she already said that you guys will come for her. Some things that's fine. We'll meet in the comment section. Okay, that's okay. Any last words, Tommy?
Pray.
Mm-hmm.
That's not a cliche too, because there are things that will test you here. I think one thing that has made us, I'm not going to be oblivious of the fact that I am a Christian and I believe in God so much. Whatever you believe in, hold on dearly, like for dear life. That will help you. And I would just still say patience. Be patient with each other. My mom would always say, you're looking at today, but you don't know what the future holds. Your future self will thank you for the big step that you've taken today. And don't worry, just patience, because a lot of people are being tested right now, but patience.
On this note, ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you for sticking with us. We are going to meet you, the simplest you're watching us, next week. You have yourself a blast, and keep staying patient, keep staying resilient, and keep staying focused. My name is Martins Benson. I'm fondly called the Mic Master. I'll see you guys next week. Holla.